Hey friends, I'm here with the latest edition of AC's Life Coaching Moments. And today I want to talk about mindsets. There are two quotes that are attributed to Albert Einstein that are among my very favorites. They are quotes that are not only inspirational, but really give me the kind of perspective that has helped me accomplish all the things that I have in life. One of them is pretty well known, which is that Einstein supposedly identified insanity as continuing to do the same things that you've always done but expect different results. Most people know that one. But the other one, not as many people know, and to me, think it's the better of the two, and one of the ones that I really have embraced as a lifestyle. And the quote is this: "You cannot solve problems at the same level of thinking that got you there." You can't solve problems. Did you get that? You cannot solve problems at the same level of thinking that got you there. And so as I thought about those quotes and I thought about you, I thought about mindsets and how important mindsets are. And when I talk about mindsets, what I'm talking about, what paradigm, what model do we have in our mind that we apply to life and look at everything in life through to help us make sense of everything so we make good decisions and wise investments of our time. And in order to get you to understand what I'm talking about, I need to take you back to a different time. You see, one of the advantages, one of the things I have to say I really enjoy of life today is we have ubiquitous GPS. That is, that whether it's part of your car system or whether you, like me, just use Waze on your phone, we all have GPS so that when we're trying to get somewhere, it becomes very easy for us to pull it up, see where we are, and allow it to lead us to where we want to go. But see, I need your imagination because I want to take you back to a time that no longer exists. There was a time where if we wanted to go somewhere in a particular geographic location, we used to have maps. And I'm talking about back where you used to unfold them and then trying to fold them carefully back up unless you ripped them up. And I was lucky enough eventually to own a few that were laminated, which were much easier to keep and lasted a lot longer. But the whole idea was you needed a map. Now I want you to imagine that you and I plan a trip to Rome. During a time when there was no GPS. We had maps. We needed maps. And so I don't know about you, but when I go on trips, I'm very careful about what I pack. My clothes suitcase, I usually have what I call a travel bag that has the stuff that I'll carry with me day by day. And lo and behold, we go to Rome and we're trying to figure out how we're going to get to the Colosseum. And I reach into the pocket in my travel bag where I usually keep my map, except that when I pull the map out, it's a map of New York. I unfortunately and mistakenly packed the New York map, thinking it was the Rome map. And so here we are now having to figure out how do we get a map or how do we get directions to the Colosseum. But the thing is that New York map, as great as it would be if we're in New York, is of no use to us in Rome. And unfortunately, too many of us have that same situation. We have mindsets. We have a certain map in our mind. And we try to move into new situations, but the thing is that old map does not apply to your new destination. It doesn't apply to the place where you want to go. Let me give you two examples. The person who is has been an employee all of their lives, and they get sick of what they call the rat race, and they don't like their boss, and they don't like having to take orders, and they don't want to do any of that, and so they get this desire to own their own business. And oftentimes they'll go out and they'll learn all of the practices that you need for that particular business, what the inventory should look like, how much of it you should keep, how you get customers, marketing. They'll do all of that stuff. But they don't change their mindset. They don't do anything to educate themselves about the mindset of an entrepreneur. And so here's where I've seen it cause problems. You know, an employee is used to working 9 to 5. 9 to 5. And that means that for their entire adult life, they've had after 5 p.m. to do whatever they want to. Some people like to go out and socialize and have drinks. Other people like to watch television. Some people will watch sports. Whatever it is, you're used to having that time. And whether you know it or not, you develop a sense of entitlement about that time. And so what happens is you apply those same practices to your business, and it doesn't get ahead, because here's one of the things nobody told you about, which is that sure, once a business is fully developed, the owner has time, flexibility, and has resources and all this other stuff. But the building phase requires work almost 24 hours a day. It's the mindset. Here's another example of where I'm seeing it. A pastor and his team who build a church up to a certain number, and they build it over, say, a 10 to 15 year period, but they can't seem to get past that number. No matter how they change the services, no matter what they do, no matter how they shift things around, they just can't seem to grow past that point. And then younger pastors in that 10th to 15th year period, young pastors come out of seminary, and they have been learning a lot of the latest trends in terms of church leadership and church planting and all that stuff. And not only do they achieve the same number as the old church, they then pass it and go on to bigger numbers. And oftentimes it's because the original church, the one who only got up to a certain point, the pastor and the team couldn't develop the right mindset to go past that certain point. And so if you're feeling stuck, if you're in a place in your life where you're feeling like, you want something different, but it's just not working out for you, then one of the challenges I have with this particular moment is, have you checked your mindset? Have you talked to anyone about the mindset? Because oftentimes our mindset is wrong in one of two ways. Here's the other example I like to use. That you either have the wrong map for your terrain, or you have the wrong picture of yourself. That you don't understand yourself well enough to understand what are the adjustments or what are the things you need to do to move into that new phase of your life. So hey, listen, I hope that helps. And if by any chance you want to talk about these things more, and if I can be of any assistance to you, my website is angel-cartagena.com, and would love to help you with that. So just remember that if you're feeling stuck, make sure you check the mindset.